Why is it that the one thing we cling to the tightest is always the first to break? We build our entire identity around it. A relationship, a job, a belief. We say, this is who I am. And then, in a single moment, or after 1,000 tiny fractures, it shatters. She says she's leaving. And with her, you leave too. The boyfriend, the husband, her man, all of it collapses. And in that rubble you sit, wondering how it all went so wrong. Your mind rewinds every argument, every promise, trying to find the single nail that wrecked the ship. But what if I told you this break was not a punishment? What if I told you this wasn't a failure, but a cosmic intervention? Her departure wasn't the end of your story. It was the forced liberation from a role you played for far too long. It was an invitation, painful but necessary, to finally meet yourself. This is not a video about how to get her back. This is a journey about how to get you back. We're not talking about cheap psychological tricks. We're talking about an awakening. We will explore 7 layers of awareness, 7 steps of an inner alchemy, transforming the pain of loss into unshakable strength. Welcome to your real beginning. Layer 1, the necessary collapse, escaping the gilded cage. For years, you may have been living in a gilded cage. That cage is called comfort. It was built from habits, expectations, and a version of love that had become predictable. You were the good guy. You were the provider. You were the rock. You played your part perfectly. But in the process, the wildfire inside you, the unpredictable part, the part that made you alive, began to dim. Modern psychology calls this role engulfment. You stop being a person. You become a function. And here's the hard truth. A woman might love a function, but she only desires an essence. When she said, I feel like we're distant, or I just don't feel it anymore, what she was really saying was, I don't see you anymore. I only see the role you're playing. Her leaving, as painful as it is, was the necessary act to shatter that cage. It forces you to confront the most terrifying question a man can ask himself. When there is no one left to please, no one left to impress, when the role is over, who are you? The silence hits. And in that silence, you don't find her. You find a stranger who is you. This is the first layer of healing. It's not about trying to glue the pieces back together. It's about realizing you were never the vase. You are the space the vase once occupied. And now, for the first time in years, that space is empty. It is empty so you can build something true. Something not based on her approval, but on your truth. Your first reflective question is this. What part of yourself did you abandon to maintain this relationship? And are you ready to welcome it back home? Breathe that in. Because the real journey starts here. Layer 2. The embrace of the void, learning how to stay. Now the panic sets in. The room is too quiet. Your phone is silent. Your body craves its familiar drug, her validation. Your mind screams, do something. Text her, call her. Prove that you exist. This is the first great test. Not from her, from the universe. Zen philosophy has a concept called shoshin, or beginner's mind. It's the ability to see the world without your old labels. Her departure has forced you into a painful state of shoshin. You are looking at your life as if for the first time. And it's terrifying. She didn't just leave you, she stopped distracting you from yourself. I remember talking to an old friend. His father, a strong, ever-present man, passed away. After the funeral, he told me, the strangest part isn't that he's gone. It's the silence. For years, I spent my whole life trying to make him proud, to earn his approval. Now that he's gone, I realize I don't know how to live for me. The noise of trying is gone, and all that's left is me. That is you, right now. The noise of trying to keep her is gone, and now you must learn the hardest thing, how to stay, not stay waiting for her. But stay with yourself. Stay with the discomfort. Stay with the emptiness. Don't reach for the phone. Don't fill the void with cheap distractions. Just stay. This is where 99% of men fail. They mistake this emptiness for loneliness. They see it as a problem to be solved, but the Stoic philosophers knew better. They would say this isn't a pit. It's a space for inquiry, a chance to sit down with the man in the mirror and ask him, what do you actually want? Not what she wanted, not what society wants, but you. Most of us run from that question our entire lives, but not you, not today. Today you will sit in that void. You will feel it. You will breathe it. You will not run, because you understand this emptiness isn't her absence. It is your own presence waiting to be discovered. Your second reflective question: can you sit in this room with only your breath for company and not call it lonely? Layer 3. The alchemy of silence, from noise to signal. As you learn to stay, something magical begins to happen. Your silence changes its nature. At first, your silence was a reaction. It was passive. It was the absence of her voice. It felt heavy, like a punishment. You may have heard of the no-contact rule as a tactic. A game to make her miss you. Forget that. That's the ego's level. We are on a deeper level. The silence we are talking about is not a weapon to be aimed at her. It is a forge to rebuild yourself. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu wrote, "Silence is a source of great strength. For years you lived in noise. The noise of her expectations. The noise of your insecurities. The noise of society telling you what a successful relationship looks like. That noise drowned out your own inner signal, your intuition, your purpose. Now, in this active silence, you are performing an alchemy. You are stopping the broadcast of desperate energy. The please don't go energy, the I need you to be whole energy. Instead, you begin to reclaim your energy. Psychologically, this is incredibly powerful. When you stop focusing on an external stimulus, her, your brain is forced to find new neural pathways. It moves from the limbic system, emotional, reactive center, to the prefrontal cortex, logic, purpose, identity center. You are, quite literally, rebuilding your own mind. You stop being a passive leaf in her emotional storm. You become the mountain. The mountain doesn't care if the clouds come or go. The mountain doesn't try to hold on to the sunlight. It simply is, solid, grounded. Your silence becomes your signal. It no longer says, I am waiting. It says, I am here. I am building. I am becoming. And here is the beautiful irony. This silence, the silence you cultivate for you, is the most magnetic thing in the world. She isn't obsessed with your absence. She is captivated by your new presence, a presence that no longer needs her to feel complete. Your third reflective question: if your silence wasn't a punishment for her, but a gift for you, what are you beginning to hear inside of it? Layer 4. The law of echoes, building your inner home. This is the heart of the journey. And this is where we introduce a principle I call the law of relational echoes. The law is simple. The outer world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you an echo of who you are. Your relationships are not your source of happiness. They are your mirror. They are an echo of the relationship you have with yourself. For all this time, you were looking for a home in her. You outsourced your peace. You gave her your sense of worth to hold. You said, love me so I can feel loved. You said, respect me so I can feel valuable. And she dropped it. Because frankly, it was never her job to hold it. That is too heavy a burden for any human. Her leaving revealed a devastating truth. Your own inner home had been left vacant, and now, your job is to rebuild it, not for her to return to, but for you to live in. You want to receive an echo of respect? Start by respecting your own time. Respecting your body, respecting the promises you make to yourself. You want to receive an echo of peace? Stop going to war with yourself. Forgive your own mistakes. Meditate. Walk in the woods. Become the source of the peace you crave. You want to receive an echo of unbreakable love? Fall in love with your path, your scars, the man who is fighting to be better every single day. This is the work. The real work. It's not going to the gym to get a revenge body. It's going to the gym to honor the body that has carried you through hell. It's not reading books to impress her. It's reading books to feed your own mind. Every act of self-discipline is a brick. Every moment of self-forgiveness is a window. You are building a sanctuary inside yourself. And the law of echoes guarantees this. When your inner home is built with integrity, peace, and purpose, it will radiate a frequency, a signal. The world will respond. Your fourth reflective question: what brick will you lay for your inner home today? Layer 5, the inevitable return, when the echo comes back. As your internal frequency changes, the entire energy field around you changes. This isn't vague philosophy. This is physics. You have moved from inner chaos to inner coherence, from lack to abundance, from a seeker to a source. And human beings by nature are drawn to coherence. This is when she comes back. It may not be a loud knock on the door. It usually starts as a whisper, a like on an old photo, a text message, just checking in on you, a random question about a shared memory. Your ego might scream, "See? It worked." But your soul, your forged soul, knows better. She isn't coming back because of the no-contact rule. She's coming back because of the law of echoes. She doesn't miss you. She senses the change. She feels the new echo you're putting out. She doesn't miss the you she left. She is curious and maybe even intimidated by the you of today. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. The lighthouse you used to be might have tried to shine its light only on her ship, screaming through the fog, "Don't go! Look at me!" The lighthouse you have become is different. It doesn't chase any ship. It simply stands firm on the rock. It shines, for all ships, or for no ships. Its light is unconditional. Its strength is its stillness. When she returns, she is the ship that sailed into the fog and realized the only light she could trust was the one she left behind. But she isn't coming back because she realized she was wrong. She's coming back to see if that light still shines for her. She's coming back to see if she still controls your switch. This is not a reunion. This is an interview, your fifth reflective question. Are you building yourself into a campfire she can warm herself by? Or a lighthouse she can navigate by? Layer 6, the golden repair, the kintsugi interview. When she reaches out, you will face your greatest choice. The old you wants one of two things: to punish her, coldness, or to surrender to her, neediness. The man you are becoming chooses a third path. The Japanese have an art form called kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, they don't throw it away. They also don't glue it back together to hide the cracks. They repair it with lacquer mixed with liquid gold. They believe the broken item, once repaired, is more beautiful, stronger, and more unique than it ever was. The crack isn't a source of shame. It's a part of its history, honored in gold. You are that piece of pottery. The break happened. You have been repairing yourself with the gold of self-awareness, discipline, and inner peace. Now, she is in front of you. The kintsugi interview begins. You are not cold. Coldness is armor. It comes from fear. You are not overly warm. Neediness comes from lack. You are the gold. You are solid. You are calm. You are compassionate. You listen to what she says, but more importantly, you listen to how you feel. You might say, "It's good to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. You are polite but not inviting. You are kind but not available. You have created a new boundary." This boundary isn't a wall to keep her out. It's a definition of where you begin. Psychologically, this shatters the old dynamic. She was expecting one of two men, the broken man she left, or an angry, bitter man. She was not prepared to meet a man who is at peace, a man who needs nothing from her. This isn't a power play. It's the truth of power. Real power is when you realize your peace is no longer up for negotiation. You can look at her with genuine compassion and be grateful for the crack. Because without the crack, the gold could never have entered. Your sixth reflective question: can you look at her with genuine warmth and simultaneously know that your peace is non-negotiable? Layer 7, the unbound man, living beyond the story. Finally, you reach a state that the sages call liberation or non-attachment. The ultimate goal was never to get her back. The ultimate goal wasn't even to get over her. The ultimate goal was to become free from the story itself. For a long time, you were the guy who got dumped. Then, you might have become the guy who is winning. Both are cages. Both define you in relation to her. The unbound man has stepped outside of that story completely. He looks back on the relationship, not with anger or regret, but with gratitude. He practices amor fati, a love of one's fate. He understands that everything that happened exactly as it had to, for him to become the man he is today. The break wasn't the worst thing that happened to him. It was the most necessary. And now, when he looks at her, he doesn't see an enemy or a savior. He sees another human being on their own journey, and the question, should I get back together with her, becomes almost irrelevant. The new question is, does this person's presence align with the purpose and peace I have worked so hard to build? Sometimes the answer is yes. Two changed people can create a beautiful kintsugi together. But more often the answer is no. Not out of anger, but simply because you no longer fit that old mold. You have outgrown it. This is true power. Not in making her want you, but in realizing with calm certainty that you no longer need her. Your peace comes from within. Your worth is non-negotiable. Your future is a blank page, and you, not anyone else, are holding the pen. You stopped being the echo. You became the sound. The practice. The emotional anchor breath. Knowledge is useless without practice. This isn't just an exercise. It's a tool for your life. I call it the emotional anchor breath. When you feel that wave of emotion hit, the memory of her, the anger, the loneliness, do not fight it. Do not run. Anchor yourself. Do this for 60 seconds. Sit up straight. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it. Feel the solidity in your chest. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Imagine you are breathing out the chaos. As you inhale, say to yourself, I am the mountain. As you exhale, say to yourself, the feeling is the cloud. Repeat this for 1 minute. You are not trying to get rid of the clouds. You are simply reminding yourself that you are the sky. You are the mountain. You are the stable presence that watches the feelings come and go. This is how you build your inner home, one breath at a time. The journey you've just begun is not a sprint. It is a lifelong evolution. Her departure was not the end. It was the catalyst. You have been given a gift, disguised as pain. The gift of rebirth. If these words resonated with you, it's because they don't come from me. They come from the same place of truth you are now seeking. This isn't just a channel. It's a forge. A space for men who are choosing the harder path. The path of self-awareness. The path of purpose. The path of becoming the lighthouse. Join us. Subscribe, not just to see the next video. Subscribe because you are committing to the work. Committing to building your inner home, one brick at a time. And remember, they may have walked out of your life, but they cannot take your purpose. Your work has only just begun. I will see you on the next layer.